Okay, folks. Hi, it's me. I'm not dead. I have a new mic. Actually, I have a new headset, um, which has a mic on it that I think it's better than the other one that I bought. It's better noise canceling. Basically, what's been going on? Why have I not been uploading or anything? I stopped right in the middle of Spooky's House of Jump Scares and just haven't been uploading. So, well, here's the deal. I got there's been a few things going on. Um, First thing, the biggest thing, the main reason that I haven't uploaded any new spookies is I got a new computer. I know I just got the other computer not that long ago, and was like having all these plans and stuff for like updating it and upgrading it and all that kind of stuff. Well, a new guy at where I work just started a month ago or so. I got to talking to him, and he's a bit of a whiz with computers and the like. He um he builds gaming computers in his spare time. So obviously, when I found that out, we started talking because that's what I was intending to do with the computer that I had. And as we got to talking, I told him what make my computer was, and he was like, ah. He looked it up on his phone and went, this is really not going to do what you're wanting it to do. In fact, this thing is not going to work very well at all for gaming, period. And you're going to have to basically he said within the next year it was going to be totally out of date, and I just have to replace the thing. So at that point I was like, well, shit. So I got to talking. We got to talking again about what should I be getting then instead of that, because obviously at that point the idea is I want to be replacing it. And he gave me some ideas and some options and such. But then one night we got to talking again, and he said that he had actually spotted one right there uh, at the store that we work at. That he said this thing is really really good. He's like it's $600, but he said this thing should be able to do everything you want it to do, and you won't even have to think about upgrading it for several years, and even then it'll just be maybe upgrading the graphics card and so forth. And he said the only thing you might want to look into doing now is getting some more RAM and maybe upgrading the RAM itself. Um, oh well, he did say that the other thing was it didn't come with a hard drive installed. It only had an SSD. Um, But I just moved the hard drive from the old computer to this one, which that was a 2 terabyte hard drive. So at this point, this thing's set for fucking life as far as I'm concerned. Um, like I'm probably never going to fill that much space up in my life. But but yeah, basically he pointed it out and he said, he showed me online. He pulled it up how much the graphics card model that this thing has in it was going for right now. He said, a couple months ago, you could have, a couple 3 months ago, something like that, you could have bought this graphics card for like $150. Now it's going for like $415, I think, was like the cheapest price tag that I saw on the page he showed me. And he said, right now that computer is going for its old price. So whenever we get more, and they're going like hotcakes, because he said when he first spotted it, there were 8 of them in the store. Now he said there were only 3, and then when I actually went over there and looked, there were only 2. So, you know, that's how quickly they were being sold. So, and it just so happened, right, as these things do, he had told me this, and then just a little bit later, I get the notification on my phone that my tax refund check showed up. And I was like, So I either wait and I get one, I try to get one later that's as good as this for that price and probably fail, because from what he's telling me, the price is just going to skyrocket because of how much the graphics cards have gone up. Or I get it now, and I do what I need to do to transfer over to it, and I call it at that. So that's what I did. I bought it. It sat around for several days because I wanted to wait till the weekend when I had time to go through moving the hard drive over and setting everything up, and that's what I did. And so I did that, but he did say, that I needed to format the hard drive when I moved it over. He said, it's not basically the way he put it was, it's not a necessity, but if you just move the hard drive over without formatting it, then the new computer is not going to be able to register where everything is at. It's not going to know how to use the space properly, and it can just cause you a lot of problems and stuff in the long run. It's a lot easier to just format it, clean it all off, and start fresh. So that's what I did, which of course means that I've had to reinstall Steam, and I'm having to reinstall the games that were on it, which includes Spookies, and I haven't installed Spookies yet. I've been focused on getting other games. I've been wanting to try this thing out, and it does run like a treat. Specifically, the game that I got that I wanted, I'd had it for a while because I bought it when it was like $5 on Steam still, was Red Dead Online. And I was like, okay, now I'm going to install this, and I'm going to see if this computer, just how good this computer is. And I was expecting, even with this thing, because that game, I know it's a couple 3 years old at this point, but it's very intense on its graphics, and so I was expecting it to at least probably not look great and at least lag a little bit, but it doesn't. And that's what's scary. It really doesn't. It's beautiful to look at, and it runs so smooth, and it's got to be running at a good at least 45, 50 frames per second because it is so much smoother than anything I've experienced on PlayStation playing it. It is a gorgeous game. Even more so than it was on PS4, and I didn't think that was possible. Should have known better. But the fact that this thing can run that makes me just giddy, because I know that if it can run that, it can probably run... He said, when he told me about it, he said this thing should be able to run brand new games at mid to high settings. Not ultra, but mid to high. And I was like, that's all I need. I don't need ultra settings. I mean, yeah, it'd be cool to have, I guess, but I don't need that. I just need it to look decent and run well. But so that's why. I haven't reinstalled Spookies yet, and there's a chance that when I do reinstall it, it's not going to have my save data. Which is fine, because I know where I got up to. And specifically, I actually got up to room 600. Because there is another video that I recorded a couple weeks ago. How long has it been? It was the week before. It was that week that I was waiting. I had bought this, but I was waiting to set it up to move the hard drive over and format it, I think. Or maybe it was before that. Maybe it was the weekend before that. It's been a few weeks. Let's put it that way. It's been 3 or 4 weeks, I think. Something. I don't know exactly how long it's been. It's been a while. I recorded it. Rooms 500 to 600 for Spookies. But for whatever reason, the PC had decided to reset my mic back to that level that it was at basically when I first started Spookies, where you could barely hear what I was saying. So the audio in that video is totally shot. I do have the video saved. Basically, all the stuff that I knew I was going to want to save, like my videos, my writing projects, stuff like that, I saved to a thumb drive so that I could move them to the new PC, and that's what I did. And they're all on my PC. I've got all that stuff, but with that video, the audio was such crap. It is crap in it. I have the video, but I don't think I'm going to upload it. My initial thought was that I would just try and edit it, maybe put like subtitles into it or something for what I was saying, which would have been a lot of work, but I would have done it. But now I'm just sitting here thinking, if I reinstall Spookies and I have to, it didn't keep my save data and I have to play from the beginning, then I'm probably not going to bother with with that video. I'm just going to delete that video and not even bother uploading it or editing it or anything, because I'll just play up to room 500 and then get myself back to that level without recording, and then record room 500 to 600 and just pick back up where I left off that way. That said, though, it may be a little while before I get around to doing that, because I've kind of drifted out of that horror mood that I was in when I started that one. And of course, there's also the fact that with the new computer, I have more options now as to what I can play, right? So, I haven't forgotten about the RPG Maker game that the Harmony Eclipse dev recommended to me. I did actually record a video for it as well while I was recording Spookies. But again, I don't know, because again, that's another game that I have lost and I'll have to start over from scratch on it. I think I kept the folder for it. I think I put it on my thumb drive, but I don't know. I'll have to re-download it, obviously, and it probably will not have kept my save data. So I'll probably have to start over from scratch, so I'll probably just start recording it from scratch. I will get around to doing those, but because of the new PC, I have more options open to me now about things that I can do. And I've got other games that I want to try out, like Red Dead Online, for instance. I have this idea in my head. It's a pretty big idea, to be honest. It's something I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull off very well, but I want to do like a heavily edited series with it, like I've seen some YouTubers do before. That's almost like a role play series where I'm not just playing the game. I am kind of role playing this character in the setting with it, and I like edit it to make it more cinematic and stuff. Try and give it a little bit of a story. But we'll see. I definitely want to do something with Red Dead Online. I've also got a couple shooter games that I can play around with, just to do some random videos. I don't know yet what I'm going to be doing with this. I'll probably just edit in some images and stuff with this audio file. But yeah, that's basically, that is what's been going on, and that's what's ahead. Ahead of us is pretty bright, I think, because we've got the games. The new PC opens up a lot of avenues for a lot of different games that I can do, and a lot of other things that I can do as well. Like I've already got, my Wondershare Filmora back on here. I've got OBS back on here. I haven't done any recording on this PC yet because I've been trying to find the right game. I think I found one that I wanted. Where was I? Right. A lot of avenues are opened up. I think I have a game in mind that I want to do on the channel. And it's going to be an interesting one. I don't know if anyone's done like a Let's Play or something of it before. It's not exactly the kind of game that I would initially think about when I think about a Let's Play. But, it's, I want to give it a go. I want to see what can come of it. So, and then, like I mentioned, I have writing projects as well. That's been taking up a lot of my attention lately. I've had a lot of my brain focused on a story I'm working on. Nothing special or anything. It's just a bit of fan fiction, that's all. But it's been interesting, and I've been enjoying writing it, which I haven't been able to write consistently in a while, and it's been very pleasing for me to be able to do so. It has taken my attention away from other things, though. It's been part of the reason why I haven't started recording earlier, because I've just been focused on it. I've also not been working as much as I should have on the dialogue for the Harmony Eclipse dev that he asked me to work on for him, which I apologize for. Um, but yeah, it's been this weird feeling of being both hyper focused and highly distracted, because I'm hyper focused on this one thing and it's got me distracted from everything else. It's not exactly a bad feeling, but it is a feeling of I need to try and open up and branch back out and get back into doing the other things that I was meaning to be doing. But part of me doesn't want to, because I'm enjoying the hyper focus on the story. So it's a bit of a pain in the butt, but I'll work on it. But anyway, this video's, even with the editing I'm gonna have to do, this video's probably drug on long enough. I've updated everyone. You all know what's going on, where I've been, and what's probably coming in the future, or at least you get the gist of it. That I've got big plans for the future. Yeah, I guess that's it for this little update video. So I hope you all are staying safe and trying to enjoy life as much as you can, and yeah, I will see you in the next video. Harmonia Invictus.